All right, cool. Well, good. Well, hey, hello everybody. I wanted to interview Davlin Marshall, who is the owner of Drive Sports Performance in New Orleans, and I thought Davlin would be a great person to interview because he's a business owner and he's also a trainer in many different ways. And so I wanted to talk to him today about his business, what he does, how the experience with COVID-19 has affected him, and also his plans to move forward. So how's everything going today, Dan?
Good, good. Everything is actually slowly getting back to a little bit of this new normalcy.
That's great. That's great. So you're having some folks I guess looking to come in and start again?
Yeah, right now we're only doing private training and only in small groups.
Okay.
Right now, yeah, everybody that's coming in right now, we're asking them to make sure they sanitize first before they come, before they get started. They do have to train with a mask on,
Okay.
which everybody's really not happy with, but
Sure.
it keeps everybody safe. So, and right now, sort of a lot of body weight workout. They're not really touching the equipment too much. But if they do touch the equipment, I usually, not usually, but I'm actually sanitize, like I'm wiping it down before I actually hand it to them. Then I make sure I wipe it out again after I take it from them. So it's actually made, I have to do a little bit more work, delivering the weights and the equipment now, but other than that, slowly back into, a group of things.
Well, that's good. So are you mainly training people inside, or are you taking them outside as well?
Yeah, we're still doing a combination of both.
Okay.
Before they had the reopening of the phase one, all of our workouts were outside, and we were practicing social distancing and spreading everybody up. The good thing is too, it really was not a lot of people who were coming out, so we didn't have any trouble spreading clients out. So it worked out pretty fine, pretty good, I should say.
Well, that's good. So were you only training people on site, or were you doing it virtually as well?
Yeah, I had some clients that I was doing virtually, and and actually I think because of this, it made me look into the virtual training a little bit more aggressively. So I think with this time, we'll probably start designing packages for people who are probably going to be, going to have to work from home.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with the kids with schooling. So, there's a potential that kids may have to be homeschooled. So if kids are homeschooled and parents are working from home, they're not going to be able to leave the house much at all.
That's right.
So, I'm really seriously considering designing packages, for clients and for people across the nation, really, who are going to be in their house.
Yeah.
And they're going to need training, they're going to need coaching, they're going to need counseling of some sort, even if it's informal. I don't mean like a doctor and formal counseling, but just being able to still feel normal and do all of your stuff that you're doing at home. You're going to have some really good things set up for them. Think about it. Most people are coming to the gym to get a release.
Yeah.
To relieve some stress. So now if they can't get here, you're definitely going to have to bring the gym to them in some form or fashion.
That's a great point. Yeah, I've seen a ton of trainers. I know you have posting virtual workouts, and of course you have all the influencers out there doing their thing.
Exactly.
And I've talked to other trainers, and those influencers are great, but they're taking money out of people's pockets, like
right, yeah. Well, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and sometimes, with the numbers game, people are able to come in. They can, they'll paint a pretty picture. They'll offer you all of certain things, which is good. If it works for people, then it works. As long as they're moving, you just hope that nobody gets hurt, in the process, as far as with the injury and things of that nature. So, there's nothing you can do about that. If an influencer has numbers, they have a following, then hey, you got to let them ride their wave. There's nothing you can do about it. You
No,
know,
it's a good point.
unless you want to become an influencer.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You just need maybe 100,000 followers.
exactly.
No big deal. Um,
Exactly.
well, that's cool. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you mentioned was really important. I guess they're probably bringing a lot of people into the fitness world who may not have been doing it previously. So it's a good
Right.
thing in that sense.
Right. I mean, I enjoyed it. It actually, for me, it makes me a little bit more motivated, to be honest with you. I feel like now it's very competitive now. So you
Yeah,
really have to be uh, smart about how you deliver your message. So, the verbiage is going to change a little bit,
yeah,
uh, the things of that nature. And you're going to have to talk about wellness a little bit more than just putting somebody through a workout.
that's
And
right.
I think that trainers or health professionals or fit pros, whatever they want to call themselves, they're going to have to really have the total package
Yeah,
to be able to help somebody virtually. If you don't have the total package, you know, all those numbers, believe me, it's gonna dwindle because I was there, have a client virtually and they say, hey, I'm having this pain and I don't know what to do.
yeah,
You're an influencer and not a professional, you're gonna have to call and get some help to be able to answer that question. So,
point.
but that's how I see it. I'm looking at it as a way to be a little bit more motivated, and actually be able to use, my health and fitness background. So I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to the next wave. Hopefully, everybody can come off a house arrest pretty safe. So,
yeah. No, that's a great point. And I think there's a lot of positive things ahead for trainers, for clubs. It's just going to require a little more effort, like you mentioned
exactly.
before, with all the cleaning procedures. But
Yeah.
those are all positive measures um, to combat the spread of the virus. But just to keep your facility clean. And I'm sure you
Exactly.
keep it very, very clean prior to this, but
Yes.
it's just something that just is more and more important now.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I have to work more. So, I'm cleaning and spraying and wiping
Yeah,
these clients in small groups right now. So, even before, we were wiping things down, but I wasn't coming in here with a sprayer,
yeah.
over the equipment and things of that nature. So, but again, at least we know that the gym is clean,
That's right.
throughout the day constantly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a good point. So I know you do small group training, and
Yeah.
I presume that's with kind of like everyday folks. But I know you also train athletes, and I was
Yes.
hoping to discuss that with you a little bit.
Mhm.
So you train athletes on many levels, is that correct? Starting in high school?
Correct.
Uh,
Yes. Well,
yeah.
they really start from about middle school up into the professional ranks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how have you had, or how have you been able to continue to do that, or has that been difficult over the past couple of months?
Well, in the beginning, when we first had to, of course, take a break, it was difficult because uh, the parents, everybody we didn't know what to do, what to expect, or how to even move forward with training the kids. Beyond just as far as the high school kids, the younger children, and the college athletes. So it was, everybody didn't know what to do. Um, could we come to the gym? Could we go outside? Things of that nature. But what I was actually able to do once we got the information of how the virus was spread, how to keep the kids and the athletes safe, then, I actually only started working out with them one-on-one, and it was always outside.
Okay.
So we had enough space to, sort of keep them going, put them through the things that they needed to, just to be ready for their upcoming season and keeping them healthy. And
Good.
then again, as more information came out, then it was okay to work in small groups, keeping them 6 feet apart. Uh, we actually used the park, and we were always under the sun for the most part. So we know the effects of the sun, the heat, and
Yeah.
vitamin D. Not and especially for the immune system as well. So again, as the information came out, we were able to do more. And I didn't want to work with any of my clients or athletes until I had the information pertinent to work with them, safely. I don't think I had any of them doing any virtual workouts, but I did have, like, there were some things that I would videotape myself doing, and I would send it to them. And so they sort of used that in the meantime before we would actually get back to, direct contact with face-to-face workouts.
Well, that's good. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. So you offered that to athletes that you train at different levels, like even guys who in college or the pros potentially?
Yes, yeah, well, so most of them I knew. Think about it. I had been working with a lot of these guys for years. So I already knew what type of workouts they could do, what type of things they need to work out, what they need to work on. So I would just set the camera up, go through the workout, videotape it, myself doing it, and just send them a copy of it.
Oh, that's cool.
So this will maintain you until we can get back together, right?
Oh, good. That's pretty smart. Yeah, I hadn't really had anyone tell me that they were doing that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who are some of the like, notable names or people that would be recognizable that you have had the chance to or the fortune to train over the years or currently?
I mean, high school wise, the guy, Leonard Kelly Jr., the quarterback for Carr. So his story. So we have, I want to say he has 2 state championships back to back. I think the school itself has 3 state championships back to back. Leonard Kelly actually is a great story. He's a kid I started. He may have 7 years old when he first started training with me.
Wow.
And now he may have just made 18. So you figure that's 11 years of work, so he's damn near became part of the family, So high school wise, that, had baseball guys. Matter of fact, Cabral Johnson, I think he's a sophomore. No, he's a junior. Junior high school, plays baseball at St. Yeah, so he's been a guy we can send workouts to, and he was doing them in his garage. Professionally, Stanley Morgan Jr. Is going ready for his 2nd year with the Bengals.
Nice.
And we have who else? I know I have somebody else. I can't think of this kid's name right now. Yeah. I just talked to him yesterday.
Yeah.
Lipscomb.
Elijah Lipscomb. Yeah.
I don't know why his name escaped me, but anyway, where is he? Kansas City. This is with Kansas City.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've still been able to stay busy and do something. So we're happy with how we're looking into the future. So
that's awesome. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that people were aware of that aspect of your business. Because it seems like there's a lot of people who are exclusive to certain populations.
Right.
You cater to a lot of people. You really do. So I mean, so this, all the folks who come to your facility, you have athletes who come there, but I know you've been sending them workouts.
Right.
But then you also work with corporations.
Correct.
So that's something I wanted to mention as well.
Okay.
So have you been able to do any work with any of your corporate clients?
I haven't. Well, of course, the bigger ones, they are extremely cautious and being safe about how they're progressing. So once this all started, of course, I couldn't get back onto the physical grounds, working with them. So anything done with the corporation right now is going to be done virtually.
Yeah.
So in forms of, sort of wellness tips and coaching, and again, sending them workouts is the best thing that's available for them right now. But just, and you mentioned about, the different populations. To be honest with you, if you think about it, across the board, everybody needs pretty much the same thing. So, it's, from a form of wellness, strength and mobility, and being able to perform. So pretty much what I do with working with all those clients is deliver the same service, but I have to change the language a little bit, or the delivery of how I'm getting my point across. In other words, so to be honest with you, I can do the same workout with a kid, a professional, and an athlete.
Yeah.
But of course, the language is going to change, the tempo is going to change,
Sure.
and the intensity and power across the board, all of those things are going to change, but they could very well pretty much be doing the same thing. And I think that if you know how to adjust those sort of movements, those sort of workouts, you'd be surprised. You will, trainer, you should be able to address different populations. There's no reason why somebody who is, professional in the health and fitness world not be able to, work with anybody from age 8 to 80.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the things that we've been able to do over the years. So I'm actually pretty proud of that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're very versatile. That's cool. So something I was wondering while you were just talking is the programs you design for people. Do you coordinate with, let's say it's a college kid, like a college kid who's at Vanderbilt. Do you coordinate with the strength coach at the school? How does that work?
Well, when a lot of the guys, when they're in college, what'll happen is they'll send their workouts that the strength coach wants them to do over, like in between and during their breaks or whatnot.
Okay.
And what I'll do is make sure we're at least covering those bases. In most cases, we are on the same page with a lot of the college coaches or whatnot. And then what I'll do if I see there's something else we need to add or enhance, then I'll just add it. But a lot of things that we do, even on the high school level, actually prepares them for what they do, in college. And it's funny you mentioned college. He even said the other day, he said, "Man, I've been working with you since high school." He said, "We didn't ever do nothing like this." I was like, "Well, yeah, you never played for Kansas City Chiefs either, so then it changes over the time, as you progress." So, he's actually have an awesome story to tell about that.
That's cool. Yeah, he's I follow him, for his career. And that's
right.
I've seen him land with a good team.
So I think Carry alma mater, right? A Jesuit.
Yeah, he's a Jesuit guy, right? So I think that's
right.
pretty cool. So yeah, I try to follow the Jesuit guys. You got Debo Jones out there. You got Foster Moreau with the Raiders. So
okay.
Some guys doing pretty well.
That's good.
We haven't pumped out the numbers of like St. Aug, of course, but
right.
It's kind of fun following those guys.
Yeah.
So something I was wondering is, you obviously know a lot of trainers, and you know a lot of guys in this area, and there's other very good trainers around. Did you communicate with any of them, like say, hey, how did you handle this? What do you think about this idea? I mean, that's something that you worked through over the past couple of months.
Not, to be honest with you, not really. It's a competitive game, and sometimes you have to deal with people with reciprocity, as far as I'm concerned. I respect a lot of the guys and what they're doing, and I wish everybody success, to be honest with you.
Of course.
But for whatever reason, there's not like a strong culture of communication between the guys or even the ladies, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm not sure why that is, but unfortunately, it's like that, But I'm definitely open to, communicating or working with any of those trainers who are open to do it as well. But it's just not been that sort of culture in this area.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I'm sure that's probably pretty widespread because, it's a competitive thing. You're a business owner, you want to succeed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a great point. So what I was thinking we could talk about next is kind of what did the COVID-19 experience kind of change for you? Like, did you have
Mm,
plans that you had to delay? Was there anything that you were getting ready to do, and all of a
mm.
sudden you just had to kind of shelve it?
Right. Well, the one thing, honestly, because it's something that you don't plan for, you don't know it's going to happen. You don't know a pandemic is brewing, and then
Yeah,
the next thing your life is on shutdown. So, the first thing it made me sort of realize is that, it's very, very important to put things in perspective as far as timing is concerned, and
mhm,
also financially to, just be able to set yourself up for, things like this. So to be honest, this is sort of the first time, there's been a sort of breakage in income.
yeah, yeah,
So since I've been a business owner, even when things were slow, money was still coming in. So if it goes from sort of coming in to not coming in at all, then you have to rely on savings or whatnot. And
yeah, yeah.
it's scary. You got a family to feed.
That's right.
You have assets still to take care of, and the bills really don't stop.
Yeah,
So it just sort of shed a light on that aspect of it. The other thing that it you know it really shined a light on making sure that people are well,
yeah,
because you don't know how it's going to affect each individual. Even from the little ones, I realized, because I have a 4-year-old.
yeah.
Um, at first, she was excited, to be at home. Everybody was at home, so she just had free reign and running around and playing. But the weirdest thing was she was eating like she wanted snacks all day long. And
Wow,
I'm
wow.
but I think that was actually part of a little anxiety.
Oh,
She didn't
sure, sure.
yet. So I even remember her saying, she's like, Dad, you still here? I was like, yeah, Daddy's still at home, because she used to be being gone or being at work,
Gotcha.
So, it just shed light on different levels of how to help people. So,
Yeah,
think about it. There's a physical aspect that needs to be addressed all the time, a mental aspect that has to be addressed, and even emotional. Like, all of those things when you're working with people, you have to make sure that you're delivering the right message and, it's on the right platform so that people are getting better and people
yeah.
are actually healing. But, because it's tough, like I said, I just think that this whole thing just affects everybody on every single level there is out there. So,
It did. It did. And people cope with stress different ways, and
exactly.
and I know you've noticed this. The nice thing that's been going on is it seems like so many more people are outside exercising,
Right,
and,
right,
and a lot of them weren't doing it before. So
exactly.
hopefully they can continue at least let's say walking down the street or riding
Exactly.
bikes, if not getting a membership at a place like
Exactly.
Live.
I think that it will. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people, especially if they've been consistent, it's going to be hard to not continue to do that,
I agree.
because especially for people who hadn't been working out, who hadn't been regularly going outside, what they're going to find is, even if they feel like they want to stop, they're actually going to feel their body not feel the same way.
Yeah,
They're going to want
yeah,
that feeling again, so they're going to actually know how to go out and get it on their own, which is actually perfect. Just to be outside and use movement as medicine, and just be in the elements or whatever. As long as, again, right now you're social distancing and with a mask on, you can still be healthy and continue to move.
that's
So
right.
yeah, I think more people are going to continue to do it after. I'm hopeful that that'll happen.
No, I agree. And I think people will, because I think, like you said, they're feeling the benefits. Maybe they're
Exactly.
feeling the benefits to some degree right now, but
Right.
I think they'll continue, and it'll be really positive for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Davlin, I don't want to keep it too much longer, but I was
Okay.
hoping you could let people know who are going to watch this how to get in touch with you. Like maybe share your website, if
Hmm.
you have an Instagram,
Right.
like that, things like that.
Yeah, my website is www.drivesportsperformance.com.
Okay.
And on social media handles, there I have two. The business one is just at Drive Sports Performance, just spelled straight out.
Okay.
And then the personal one is at Drive, DRIVE, W and the number 1.
Okay. Yeah, when I post this on LinkedIn, I'm gonna drop that in as a comment.
Okay.
So people can get in touch with you more easily.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to add? Anything you wanted to share?
No, right now we may actually have to do another one because my phone is going off.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll do another one on maybe like some wellness stuff.
That'd be great. Yeah, we could talk about
Okay.
doing one down the line.
Okay, awesome.
Well, thanks, Dal. It was great talking to you, and I'll
All right.
check with you soon.
All right, Sean.
Oh man, thanks again. Take care.
All right.